Hey guys, how we doing? So, a little bit of a vent session. Sorry, but I gotta do it. So I've been doing this social media thing for a hot minute. When I say a hot minute, I mean years. And I don't just do one area of social media. I do Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I do all the things. And they all have very different, seems like demographics of people that tune in to stuff. And usually the platform that I get the most hate on is Facebook. It just tends to be how it is. There's more local people on Facebook. I have more family on Facebook. And oddly enough, those are the people I get the most hate from, which is interesting. But anyway. So recently on Facebook, we had, it was me and a couple individuals kind of going back and forth regarding taking my dogs in public places. And these people are just kind of had a bug under their saddle about a couple different things. And I just find it super, super interesting. Anyway, so I take my dogs, really heavily focus on my Cane Corsos, into any and all places that are okay with it. So some of the big known places anywhere, like any pet store is usually okay with it. Any Tractor Supply, your Fleet Farms usually, anything that's labeled as like a hardware store is another one that's usually okay. No restaurants, no gas stations, meaning going inside your gas station. Anywhere really that like prepares food is like the big one, and that has to do with codes and stuff. And I'm speaking specifically to Michigan, although Wisconsin is pretty much identical. I'm right on the border. Unless it's a service animal. If it's a service animal, that's different. If it's a emotional support animal, that's different. Don't get me started on that. But if it's an actual service animal, they can go in pretty much anywhere, right? Anyway, which my dogs are not. Dollar stores, Dollar Generals, Dollar Trees. Now that can be different. So they sell food, but they don't prepare food. That is the big caveat. And I had a couple people jump on me on Facebook saying your dog shouldn't be in there. They did a screenshot of like, this is in Michigan, this is unacceptable, blah, 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 blah. Okay, the food that is sold in the Dollar Generals, your Family Dollars, your Dollar Trees is the same stuff that is at your Menards, Lowe's, Home Depots, all the places where dogs are allowed to go. There's no food that's being prepared or made there. It's prepackaged stuff, okay? Furthermore, and I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but because we live in such a small town, a lot of laws, rules, whatever, are up to interpretation, and things are allowed to slide. A lot more areas of gray, which can sometimes be a good thing or a bad thing. So when I started bringing my dogs in these places, I absolutely asked people, hey, is this okay? Can I do this? To which they said, yes, because your dogs behave better than the children that are in here. Okay, so I definitely made sure that I got the okay first. So yeah, when you're living in a small town like that and you already have stores that are kind of gray, if you ask, they'll tell you. Also, if it's a store that says, there's a sign outside posted that says no animals, don't bring your animals in there. Okay, so that was the first thing. The second thing was people getting bent out of shape because his vest had a patch on it that says service animal, don't touch. So I wanted to order him my Cane Corso, my male. My female will get one when she is bigger too. I wanted something that he could wear that would just kind of be more of like telling people like, hands off, he's working, we're trying to focus on stuff here. Like, don't just run up to him and pet him and stuff like that. And honestly, when I got the vest, those were the patches that came on it. I didn't even honestly pay any attention to it because I did not think people would be so sensitive and triggered by 2 words, service animal, okay? So yes, of course, people came, not people, 2 people became unglued about the fact that that patch was there. So you know what I did? I took the damn patch off so that people don't have such a little canary about it. Here's the thing. I'm not trying to take my dogs in somewhere like a restaurant, a gas station. I'm not trying to bring them in McDonald's and then being like, but it's a service animal, so you need to let us. No, that's not it. I've never once tried to get away with anything claiming they're service animals, because they're not. Because they're not. So then after that was done, I had somebody reach out and say, well, they shouldn't be wearing the vests either. The vest makes them appear to be something that they're not. Listen, Karen, I can take my dog somewhere dressed in a damn clown suit if I want to. If you don't like it, look away. It's a vest, no different than a harness. If you don't like the way it looks, just... I'm not asking for special treatment. I'm not trying to take him into a circus for free wearing his clown suit. It's a vest, like a harness. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? So the bottom line is, when you open yourself up and you put yourself out on social media, you're opening yourself up for attention, whether that's good or bad. So naturally, people are going to fuss and complain if they want to, because some people just like to fuss and complain, and some people like to target people they don't like, which is very sad to me, because the people, like I said before, that I get the most hate from is usually family, which is awful, which is why, like, on my TikToks, I can get 1 million views on videos and nothing but positive comments. But Facebook, I know for a fact it's going to be like an instant attack. Again, which is what I find probably the saddest, is it can be people that I've like supported personally for years, or somebody that business-wise that I've supported their business, put their name out for them, and if they don't like what you're doing, it's like they feel the need to like attack you. And I know that there's other people out there that don't like what I do or how I do things, and they just don't say anything. That's whatever. I wish people like that would come to me and ask questions instead of just behind my back. But that's human nature. You know, it takes, I think, a stronger person to be able to come forward with questions. It's a lot easier just to talk behind people's backs, but whatever. So yeah, the other interesting point is somebody said, was like arguing with me back and forth, and then said, well, I'd hate for you to get in trouble. Those are the people that will call and complain on you. I had this a couple of years ago. A gal wanted to buy an Anatolian puppy from me. We went back and forth, back and forth. She started insulting me about the fact that my prices are too high, and I basically told her she could jump off something, and I really don't care. Within 30 minutes of our heated exchange back and forth on Facebook Messenger, I had knock on my door. It was the police. They had a report that I was running a puppy mill, and like all of my dogs were like in cages and whatever. I knew exactly where that came from. Exactly. That's the kind of stuff that really irritates me. I can almost promise you that because of the attention that I got from my recent posts about and I've been doing this for, 6 months with my dog, taking him into public places. But because I riled up the wrong people and drew attention to myself, I can almost guarantee you that within the near future of me trying to go back in those stores, they'll be like, look, we've had complaints, you can't come back in here again. Why? Because some people don't like it. And it's also interesting to me that the people that fuss and complain about this stuff are like pro-animal people. They're like pro-dogs, pro-cats. Yay. But then those are the same people that are like, I don't like what you're doing, so. It's just interesting to me. Anyway, that's my little rant for the day of, you put yourself out there, you're opening yourself up to speculation and ridicule and people complaining and fussing, and like, that is what it is. But it's just really sad to me. Really sad. But I'm gonna keep doing what I do. I'm gonna keep making sure that what I'm doing is legal and okay. And if anybody has any questions, they can absolutely approach me and ask me, and I'd be more than happy to chop it up. So, thanks for listening to my rant. I'll talk to you guys again soon.